All right. Welcome to Big Steve's Backstage Pass. And it's always no left turn unstoned on this show, too, just as it is always on the radio of Sirius. And today is an interesting subject because, the people around us were so important, and all the people in our scene were our friends and family. And there's a guy who stands out amongst all the photographers because there was some great ones, and we dealt with them all in the Bay Area and all over the country. So this is somebody who, not ironically, but the very day before I met Ramrod, I met him, and this is Herb Greene, and he lived right where I lived in on Brady Alley, and that's the place where I met Ramrod as he was unloading into Pacific High Recording Studio. Now Herb was down the street from there, and he and I just met each other hanging out on the street, and we had a smoke together, and we just hit it off right away. And he showed me some of his pictures. We went up to his place, uh, and we became friends. And then there he was everywhere as the guy that we came up with some of the most iconic, beautiful pictures of the Grateful Dead, and was able to work with all of us on the crew. We were really close with him. Ramrod and I were very close with him, so he would come and visit us all the time at the studio, hang out with us. One time he went. A little story about Herb. He took off for a while, and he went on a trip, an extended trip to Europe, and he left his really rare bullfrog. It was a South American bullfrog. It was really beautiful. And he left it with us to take care of at the studio, which is a trusted honor. Uh, Unfortunately, I think the bullfrog passed away when it was under auspices, if I remember correctly. But when he came back, he said, well, I kind of expected that to happen. He said it needed a lot of temperature control uh, in his environment. But anyway, come on now, man. I don't know why you're taking forever to switch this, but I need to see this other shot of him here. That's pretty much a contemporary looking shot of him, how he would be now. He's moved out of the Bay Area, so I don't get to see him very much. We haven't talked in a while, so this is going to prompt me to get in touch with him. He's always was the kind of guy. See, tell by those red glasses, he always had the cool little things and the cool look. The way he dressed, the way his whole presentation. And so when he came over to the office of the Grateful Dead warehouse to take pictures of us, any one of us on the crew, here's a shot of the crew in the mid 80s. There's myself and Ramrod next to me, and Kid and Robbie Taylor and Billy Grillo. And that was a tight crew of ours right there. Uh, that went through the 80s and 90s together. So he was also, somebody I trusted to take a picture of anytime he pointed that camera. I loved it. And he put up a white screen, I think, when he took these pictures, and we just were right over at Front Street Studio taking this one, and all the one right before this one also. Herb had that touch. He had that eye. And let's see another shot here. Uh, he just was the most person that's got everybody so relaxed. Here's a great shot of Jerry and I that later, another photo session where he came over to take some pictures of Jerry at the studio, and just told me to jump in and do something. And this is what we ended up with. But it's one of my favorite pictures of all time. Of course, you can just see the friendship and the joy and the comedy in our life. And Herb captured that only because we were so relaxed with him. I don't think we would have ever been able to get this shot with anybody else but him, uh, because it just has that feeling of our friendship and our closeness, and I really love it. I think it's just a great one. Yeah. Now, when I put together the Broadway run for the Jerry Garcia band and acoustic band, and we did a run there for a few weeks on Broadway, we had to have Herb put together the poster. Bill Graham contracted him to do that, and it's just a great shot. His genius of coming up with the magic shot of the guitar rising out of a hat, uh, and the Broadway feeling came across in it. He just had that way, that knack of putting something simply together in such a simple shot, but making it look really great. And his one of his favorite subjects is Jerry. So I always loved this picture a lot. And this one here is a poster that actually Jerry signed to me, which he I remember bringing it to him, and he kind of laughed and he signed it, because I don't think I'd ever asked him to sign too many things. I wish I had him sign more stuff, but he did it willingly but jokingly with me. And Herb, uh, his classic shot is so tasty. The way he puts that guitar rising up out of there, I love it. You can't help but love this shot too. And Herb never let us down with other pictures. He caught the spontaneity all the time. So, okay, there's a shot right there that, of course, everyone's seen on the corner of Haight-Ashbury. There the boys are, man. There the core group is in 19. I'd say that's easily early 67. Uh, when they were still only about a year or two into their life of the beginning of the group. So they have such great appearance there. I love the way they're all dressed with their boots. And Phil's wearing a pair of Beetle boots. Jerry also almost. Kreutzmann and Bobby have Western style, and I think Pigpen does too. But I like the way everybody's wearing nice little jackets. If you notice, that was the look of that time. And the guys were also, doing stuff for Haight-Ashbury. Boutique stores would give them clothing to wear. I think that day they did. So there's a nice shot of San Francisco, Haight-Ashbury. Summer love is just starting. Beautiful picture. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I think we got this might be, is this it? Is this our last picture of Herb's? It, you know,
No, it's
we
not our
didn't
last
do
picture.
our,
We got Pigpen coming
we
up,
gotta
but
do our commercial right now.
yeah,
Let's
we're
do our,
gonna run a little commercial.
can we edit? Can we edit this? No, we can't. Uh, I want to show you a little something. There's a hotel that the Big Steve Backstage Pass is involved with, and they are a great place, man. And we've been staying there in Las Vegas and working with them, and we're planning some events there. We just love that place, and it's called Lexi. Check this out.
Everything here is completely budget friendly, so pitching this to come here would be a lot easier versus spending thousands of dollars at another hotel or another club when this is 300 in itself, but you're getting a bunch of food credit, alcohol credit, you can get a bottle on top of that. It's topless. Weed here, games, it's everything. Now that I've worked here long enough to see how it is, it's really cool with the amount of freedom you get. A lot of people that are raving, they want to have that freedom to do pretty much everything that Lexi offers. And when you're a rave person, you really kind of don't care at some given point. You just want to party, drink, smoke, relax, titties out. Boom, Lexi. So it was really convenient for a lot of ravers to come here. You get triple things in one place. So it's like you're not only topless, you get to smoke weed, not only outside, but you can smoke weed on a specific floor, which not a lot of hotels have. And then also the experiences that are here as far as like the different shows we have going on, the parties, what kind of parties.
Well, it's perfect for us because we are in conjunction with them going to throw some parties there because it is our style. Even in the future, we have some great ideas for this place, and they're just wonderful people, really fun place to be. The whole Art Deco, as I call it, just lack of any other word to express it, their art on display is incredible. The place is really a trip. So check it out, the Lexi Hotel, when you're in Las Vegas. Now, here is another great shot of Pigpen. Pig was one of his great subjects, as we've said. And there's Pig's corduroy cowboy hat. Boy, he wore that all the time and loved it. He wore it on the road. He'd wear it when he in his hotel room when you were hanging out with him. Uh, it was just his favorite hat. And he had some other hats too. Of course, he's iconic in that way. Also, that word we're using a lot today. But there he is. You know, he captures it every time. He captures the deep soul of Pigpen in his shots. Just a nice portrait. He was an excellent portrait photographer. Still is an excellent. This one here is, of course, a famous one. Also up in Pig's room there, where he had his little music going on in 710. And he, if you notice, the table next to him was a big spool table of electric wire on Pigpen's left side. Those were in everybody's house in those days. If you grabbed them, you'd find those wooden spools. They made a great coffee table. They were big wire spools when they ran, electrics for the city. And they didn't like when you took them, but if you were lucky enough to grab them, you had some furniture. That, along with a couple of boxes for your records stacked up on their sides, fruit boxes. You were styling in the Haight-Ashbury. Now, Pig's surrounded by instruments here because he's in the music room. And I love that sign from Highway 69. Yeah, those were really priceless things that you collected in your travels when you found a highway sign accessible to you. That was cool stuff. Great picture. Love it. Yeah. Yes. And, all the photographers that we dealt with had different personalities. Herb, he was not always the easiest guy to get along with, but who is, but he was always fun and he was always willing to try any flexible thing. And we had trust for him. So he got some of the best shots of all of us, I think. And I really, to this day, just respect him and love him a lot, and I miss him. And this has inspired me. I'm going to get a hold of him and make sure he's happening and still good to go. He'll be really happy, I'm sure, to hear from me. And if you're listening, Herb, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You've always were a great gentleman, a great friend, very generous, giving us lots of help going down the road. So this is dedicated to you with all the love that I can give to a friend, and also a great photographer and a person who had sensitivity, honesty, and friendship. And those are great things to have from anybody. And we just love you. Love you guys too out there. Thank you so much for your support. If you like this stuff, give me a like and a listen on it. It means a lot. And thank you for paying attention and caring. I'll see you next week. Whole new thing. And it's all about Jerry's wellness, his caring about you going into the future. It's something that I'm doing in conjunction with his daughters and his family. And it's a product that we've come up with. And it's Jerry Garcia CBD. They're gummies. They're great flavors. And it starts right there in telling you the love Jerry had for you guys. As his roadie for so many years, I know how much he cared about the audience. This comes in a tincture and a beautiful peach gummy. This is the special thing of all, the pain cream. It works so well, it's incredible. You put it on any ache or pain anywhere on your body. It does something for you that is so amazing. You can always tell you got the authentic stuff by the Jerry Garcia signature and the Jerry Garcia handprint.